What is up, everyone? I'm back with another video, and here's the first update on the Airbase project. So first thing to get out the way, upload schedule. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And the videos are definitely not going to be coming out this late, hopefully. And I'm going to aim for Sundays being the days they come out. And so second thing before I start talking, it's going to be kind of like I'm not aiming for 100% realistic. Like I'm gonna put stuff that might be unrealistic. For example, like I might build like an ice cream shop, like we'll say like put like an ice cream shop like right here on the corner of the runway, for example. So it's not gonna be fully realistic. That is one thing that I'll probably say over and over again in these videos, just because I want to make it clear that it's not going to be fully realistic. There's going to be unrealistic things. One such example, which I'm not sure could be realistic or not, but like the light green concrete here on the planning board is to represent a park. I don't know if actual air bases have parks like that. I don't know. And then second thing is it's going to be a bit of a hybrid base between normal, actual the real world airplanes and stuff, and aeromorphs. Now, if you don't know what an aeromorph is, it's an anthropomorphic airplane, basically. And there's other ones, like, they have them with tanks, ships, trains, boats. I already said boats as ships. But they have them all as that. The only difference is, like, instead of arrow at the beginning for a tank, it's going to be tank or ship or train. All that stuff. But basically, anthropomorphic airplanes or tanks and all that. I don't want to say vehicles because I'm going off of how I draw and make my aeromorph characters, which are not mechanical like vehicles, they're organic beings. And I don't really want to explain too much about it because it'll get confusing. But basically, so like they're not gonna be as tall as the aircraft as alright, say like a P-51 is like 27 foot long, for example, and the Airmorph version isn't going to be 27 foot tall. I make mine as they're generally around human scale. So like stuff like a P-51 or Cessna, we're going to use 2 block as example because that's about as tall as a Minecraft character. They'd be about this tall, you know, like 5 to 6 foot. Maybe some would be 4 foot. So for like pretty much your fighters and small aircraft, and then larger stuff like some probably World War II bombers, smaller airliners, C-130s would be more around like 6 to 7 foot, and then your massive like airliners, 747s, um, A380s, and stuff like that would be like, we'll say like, give that as an example. Well, probably should have left all the others. Like they'd be the tall, like 7 to 8 foot, maybe 9 foot, depending on what specific aircraft it is. And that I don't really. That's a whole can of worms that will just get confusing if I get into it. But that's just an example. Basically, gonna be hybrid between real life real world aircraft and anthropomorphic aircraft that are basically human sized. So anyway, now that I got that out of the way, um, the overall general design, like this area here's command block. The stairs are supposed to represent like basically this bottom square. Act like that's not there. This was just so I can have them grouped together closer, which you could see it better when we get over there. And also, these are all. This one I put like, what are these, ferns or whatever, in to act like trees. This one essentially would be the same with having trees around it. And I don't know if I said it, but it's loosely based off Fort Zancudo, like layout wise. But yes, here are the two like mini scale ones. I'm not gonna go into much detail, but like here's an idea of one, which I'm scrapping the idea of having like this is basically supposed to kind of the building was gonna be like a similar design to Eclipse Towers. It was gonna be like where all the officers lived. It was like a dumb idea, so I kind of got rid of it. And then this one, like if we see here, it's more of a hybrid between the two. So we'll start with these little quote unquote hangars. These would be like one of the aeromorph parts of the base. Basically in the community, the hangar just kind of gets tossed around. Essentially, it's more or less hangars, just more or less the same word as house or apartment for aeromorphs because it's where they live and all crap like that. I mean, they could also live in a normal house and an apartment, but it's a military base, so like having little ones that are essentially just a cool looking. Well, I say cool looking; these are kind of just boring looking, but like they're kind of just like say one room houses or whatnot. This isn't even the final design. Like this is just a placeholder. These could be bigger, smaller, different shaped. But like I kind of was thinking having these run along one end of the runway. That's this big diamond rectangle is a placeholder for the runway, and then we'd have actual like bigger hangars. This would probably. I'm not sure about this one. This one I think I did as an example. Like there's gonna be one hangar where essentially it's gonna look like a hangar on the outside, but on the inside it's basically gonna be like a hotel. It's gonna be a living area, um, kitchen area, and then it's pretty much like there's gonna be rooms along the walls, and then I think like a little block of rooms on the in the center, so just U-shape hallway, and then all right. So what is this? So this is what I'm using to kind of judge out what things are gonna be placed. This world is not edited. It's just basic super flat. I have oh, here we go. I haven't added in the because I'm gonna build it up a few layers, and I want to get bedrock to put back over it because if not, it's gonna bother me. It'd probably be in nature, right? Why can I not find bedrock? Is it down more? Yep, it's down more. Anyway, so pretty much this is kind of going to represent water level. I wanted to leave a decent amount at the bottom, so like if I wanted to build a subway in the city, as well as if I build boats, so I can build the whole thing, not just like one or two blocks below water level. And then the airbase is gonna sit on like the city's gonna be around water level, maybe like all right, water level, and then the city be like 3 blocks higher or 4 blocks higher. But then, well, I think the city might have a beach too if I decide to. But then there's gonna be a shelf that goes up because between the city and the airbase, like we'll use that as an example. Like that one there, not the small one of like placement, is gonna kind of be like a forest or woodland. But then it's gonna go up a little bit as like kind of on a shelf, like elevated. So this is gonna be the level that the airbase is gonna sit on. And then up here is just a marker thing. This is pretty much as high as I think I'm gonna build any buildings on the airbase. So this would be how high they are, and then there's gonna be a mountain behind it, so that's kind of give or take to see what the max build height is, which is what all that kind of stone is there, supposed to represent a mountain. Uh, I find it easier to kind of just where are the fireworks? I was gonna say I find it easier to use the elytra for getting around. But anyway, here would be kind of these aren't permanent, but it's kind of just planning out stuff like on a walking scale. So this is what I got put down for like the walking scale planning wise. Just to give me an idea. I'm not going to decorate any of these buildings or even give them roofs. They really just need wall. I mean, this one doesn't really even need the two back walls. But this is kind of just everything I have planned out for it. And there's not much to show off here, but I'm hoping that I can get more done by next update, whenever that is. If it's going to be this upcoming Sunday, the Sunday after that, or a month from now. But I have several other projects I work on, so this one, I think I might do it bi-weekly, just so it's like it's consistent without being like something I need to divert a lot of time to. But yeah, so things are always subject to change. The main holdup has been I'm still debating on the overall layout of the base, because it's kind of conflicting between like normal base stuff as well as the aeromorph stuff. So it's like some things, I might think of that'd be a good idea for the aeromorphs, might take away something that I really want for the normal part of the base. For example, like saying, all right, if I have in the hangars where they live in and have it basically be like little apartment complexes is nice, but then it takes away like a hangar that I could do like a cool scene of like, I don't know, like um say like an AC-130 with its wing taken off or something like that. All vehicles, yeah, all vehicles that will be in this are just going to be tutorials that I find off YouTube, most likely from Crafty Fox, because I know his were the ones I've been using before. Like I built out a lot of, well, I know he did the videos on them. I believe a good amount of them were designed by other people, but his like the tutorial for the AC-130 that he made, I used initially not on this specific world, but on an older one. I used it as to judge how wide I want the runway. I'm still not sure what exactly is going to be the largest aircraft I want to come in this airbase. Of course, I do have real life examples of air bases I could use to see what's historically gone in there and what hasn't. But yeah, so that's basically it. I know the video might be a little bit rushed. It might partly be because it's like my third or fourth time recording it, so like I just want to get it done and over with. But yeah, so this is the beginning of the Airbase project. Let's see what all I can get done in a year. Anyway, that'll be it for this video, and this will be Alpha 118 signing off.